Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It means a lot. So for today's video, we're actually going to be doing my brow tutorial. I asked on Facebook what people wanted to see this weekend when I go to film, and people asked me to do a brow tutorial. I just want to make it easy for you guys and show you what I do. Now, I definitely don't have those Instagram style brows where you carve it out with concealer and they look like they've been painted on. I don't have those. If you like this tutorial and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. That means so much to me when you guys show your support like that. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much again for watching, and you guys are awesome. So we'll go ahead and just jump right in. First thing I'm gonna do is just prep my face like I normally do. I'm like out of this stuff, so I really gotta work it. I just need to stop being cheap. I need to go buy more. That's basically what this comes down to. I'm gonna take my fancy concealer, which is just the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour foundation. And then I'll bring it to the top of my eyelid as well so that I have some sort of eyeshadow primer on. Now, I'll always do this step first before I actually do my eyebrows, because as you can see, I bring it all the way up here towards my actual eyebrow, and I want to make sure that if I had them already drawn on, that it wouldn't smear any of it away. Look at the difference that makes already. Isn't that crazy? Like, night and day. So now what I'm gonna do, as always, is just set that down with my RCMA No Color Translucent Powder. And now that we look like we landed a fresh bowl of powdered sugar, let's go ahead and wipe away some of this so we can work on the brows, okay? I'm gonna take my Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush. Start to just wipe it away on the brows, because that's the next place on the face that we're going to be working on. I leave it sitting underneath my eyes because that's the part of my face that gets really oily throughout the day, so I like to totally bake it.
Like bake it for extra time so it gets nice and crispy, you know?
Just kidding. Next thing that we're going to be taking is the brow pencil. Normally what I use is actually like the Brow Wiz or the Brow Definer by the same brand, and apparently I bought this other one. So a girl's gotta make do. I feel like this actually lasts a lot longer on my brow. If I accidentally wipe something, I'm like, oh wait, it's still there. It was a good mistake that I bought this one instead. The only thing is that you gotta sharpen it, and I'm not a fan of that because usually I'm pretty lazy in the morning. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do right now because it's a little bit dull. You want like the sharpest it can be because you want small hair-like strokes. So just sharpen it, like in art class. You want to make sure whatever product you're using, you want it to be sharp. The tail end of the brow, I like to have a nice like sharp point where it just like is done. Like it's cut off. Bam, like I could cut you. Not really. What I do is I actually have a mirror set up like arm distance away from me that I look into to see it from a distance. I find, me personally, when I have a mirror like right up to my face and I'm doing it, I get way too precise, and I try to fill in every single bald spot that I can find. And then by the end of it, I look in this distance mirror and I'm like,
oh, girl, you went too hard on that one.
My trick is I use a mirror that's actually positioned away from me so that way I can see it at a distance like a normal person would be seeing it, and it looks more natural, at least in my opinion. What I do is I start by just combing the brow up, and I can start to see where I have missing hairs, like especially down here along the bottom, it's sparse. And then right in here, and then also like right here, it's just like it just drops down. So I know that I'm gonna be filling it up in here. Another tip, don't be afraid to actually draw where there's no hair. That's kind of one thing you have to do when you're filling in your brows. Not have to do, I mean you can do anything you want, let's be real, it's makeup. If you only follow where there's hair. Like, look at this friggin' eyebrow. It like goes high and then comes down. Like, if I followed that, they'd be like, oh, look at that caterpillar. He's doing the wave on your eyebrow. You create the shape you need and you fill it in. And if you fill it in correctly and not super bold or crazy, it's gonna look fine. So just make sure that you're building your shape first, how you want your brow to look. Using this mirror at a distance away, I'm telling you, it really works, because I can see like, oh, this one's dipping down, this one's not, you know, I can see. When I'm up close and personal, I can't get a good perspective on it, and so I have to look at it far away. A third tip, use a brow product that is either slightly darker than your brows or around the same brow colors. I just don't recommend filling them in with a completely unnatural color. It's gonna make them look less natural, because that's what we're wanting, right? We're not wanting these Instagram fake brows. We want this to look a little bit more natural, day-to-day workwear. So for me, I already have darker brow. I've played around with a couple other colors. This dark brown from Anastasia actually works really well, and a lot of people don't even notice that I actually have like colored in my brows. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, your brows are amazing. I'm like, thanks, I filled them in. They're like, really? So that is my 3 tips. Using a mirror that's farther away, using a pointed tip on something so that you can get defined hair-like strokes, and also getting the perfect color for yourself. And I guess it was tip number 4. Don't be afraid to draw where you have no hair, because that's what's gonna give us our perfect shape. Now that I've been rambling on for 50 hours, let's go ahead and actually draw these brows on, shall we? You don't want your arch to be like in the middle. You don't want it to be at the tail end. Usually about, let's see, 1, 2, 2/3 in from your nose to your eye should be about your tail. It's good to kind of start them right around where your actual like corner of your eye is. If it's over here, it starts to look like you've got like this big wide like gap here. If they're too close together, it could look like you have like a furrowed brow. Like, do you see how that looks? I don't know, some people's faces it might work, but for me it doesn't look very cute at all. And then if you kind of cut through your eye like this, you'll see that's where your arch should be. Not everybody's eyebrows are shaped the same, but that's just kind of a general like rule of thumb. I'll start right about where my arch is actually gonna be. Lightly just start etching it out. And then because my nose and the corner of my eye match up to about here, I just have to extend the tail out just a little bit. The bottom of my eyebrow right here has like weird spots. So I'll start right here at the corner and I'll just draw a line. Now that I've got that drawn, I'll just continue to connect it. Then I'll start to kind of along that line, just flick up a little bit so that I'm filling in some of those bald spots, but still leaving, I mean, like there is space between my hairs. I just want to get this general shape down. I'll just brush them up and it helps blend the colors together. Then what I do is I'll start back at my tail on the top, and I've got this like point and then it drops down. What I like to do is just start with this point and go straight out, and then start to curve it down. Got kind of a sparseness up here. So I will still, you know, stand back from my mirror and I will lightly just start to draw this straight line. And then just start to lightly fill it in. And when it gets to the front, you don't want to draw like a block or like a curve. You want it to just be a little bit natural, but you really don't want to like block it in or box it in, because then it won't look natural, and that's what we're going for. Okay, and that's basically the extent of one of my brows. Then we've got the start still being about right here, the tail still being there, and the arch is still right there. Another tip, it is okay, guys, for these brows to be sisters and not twins. That's part of what makes it also natural, because if they're both exactly the same, you're gonna get spotted. They're gonna know they ain't yours. That is basically what I do for my brows. Another thing is using brow gel to hold your brow hairs in place. I have a lot of brow hair and it likes to have a mind of its own. So what I use is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Same brand, but it's like a mascara, but it's clear. And it's like glue for your brows, and it will really hold the hairs actually in place. Usually I do this at the very end of my entire makeup look. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera and come back and finish up my brows with this. So this is what I do, and I'll be back at the end. Basically what I like to do with this is take it, and still I'm looking in a mirror that's farther away, and you just start like brushing the hairs up like this and with your brow so that it just looks nice and full. It helps you fill in some of the bald spots that you might have as well, but you just comb it down, and then the end I like to kind of run my finger down. If I have like hairs that are like sticking out like that, I run my finger along the side to just kind of push them in place, and then it looks flat, and I just go along and brush them up so that it looks nice and full. Just like that, and then I'll do the same to this one. And that is that. Make sure once you're done with your whole face, spritz it down with some setting spray and call it good. And then I like to fan it a little bit, take the flat side of my beauty sponge and just press it all into the skin. All right, you guys, that completes this brow tutorial, how I do my everyday brows, not Instagram style brows. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me today. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.